y'all doing today? It's your boy Jermaine from Hognose Hogs back with another video. And today we're going to be talking about line bred color traits in the hognose snake. And so basically we're going to be discussing the red lines, the green lines, and yellow lines, and kind of discussing the different names and showing you a lot of pictures. And to be honest, I've done a lot of research for this video, and it's a little confusing in terms of the different lines because they all look very similar, but I'm going to discuss this as best as I can, and so hopefully y'all can enjoy this presentation. So before we get started, let's just kind of go over the definition of a line breeding. So it's basically a milder form of inbreeding, but still relies on breeding genetically similar animals together in order that the offspring have predictable and reproducible traits. So hognose snakes in the wild, they do come in various colors depending on geographically where they're located or the locality. You have some that are brown, some that are a little yellowish, greens, reds, and basically you have breeders that will see these different colors and they want to enhance them. So for example, reds, if you take some wild caught hognose snakes that are red and you breed the reddest ones together, over generations you'll eventually get redder and redder snakes, and that's basically line breeding. So line breeding can either be breeding hognose snakes that have different lineages, or you can inbreed them to where you're breeding back the mom to one of the offspring or the dad to one of the offspring. So the first line bred color traits we're going to talk about is the reds. And so here's some of the names that you may see: extreme red, purple, Diablo, raging red, Inferno. These are all names for line bred color traits for red hognose snakes. So that deep saturation red. And so we'll go through some of them. So the first one is the extreme red or purple line. As you can see with the hognose snakes to the left and in the middle, the snake kind of looks purple. It's a very purple red color. Then you have the snake on the right hand side. You can see it's a lot of saturation to that red. So whenever you see the purple line, that just means that it's a dark red animal. The next one we have is the Diablo line. So this is another dark red hognose. And the thing about these hognose, you have to remember, these are not albinos. And one of the cool things about the Diablo line, this line actually produced animals with solid black eyes. And not all of them carry this trait. Sometimes the animal will have just one black eye. Sometimes they don't have it at all. But if you ever see a hognose labeled as Diablo line lineage, that just means that it comes from this line of hognose snakes that are very vibrant red. The next one we have is Raging Red line, which is promoted by Kevin Rhodes. He actually had a few of these on sale a couple months ago, so you can definitely see the saturation of the red. And so one of the good things about line bred hognose snakes that have that vibrant color is when you breed them to, or when you add these lines to other recessive genes, it actually makes more of a unique snake. And so we're going to go through some of that. So first we have the extreme red albino. As you can see, once you add that extreme red or purple line to an albino, it makes that orange more richer, more saturated. In the middle you have the purple line lavender, and then on the right hand side you have the purple line sable. I really love what that red does to the sable. It actually brightens it up a little bit. And then we have the extreme red purple albino superconda. And so whenever you see like an extreme red or a purple albino superconda, one of the key characteristics is that red stripe down the back, which I think is pretty cool. And then you see when you add the red line or red line bred trait to the toxic. So the toxic is a visual representation of an axanthic and a toffee belly. And actually when you add the red, it kind of lightens up the saddles, kind of giving it a pinkish or a light purple look. Next, we're going to talk about the green line bred line. So you may see green line, you may see it called green phase, also green hypo or watermelon. All these are lines that kind of enhance that green color of the hognose. So here's 3 examples of a green line. As you can see, obviously it's green. As you breed the greenest animals over generations, you get more of that green saturation color. And then we have the watermelon line. On the left hand side, you actually see a watermelon superconda baby, so it's a lot darker. That baby will lighten up as it gets older. And then in the middle and to the right, you see very good examples of hognose snakes that have a very deep saturation of green on the saddles. Now we can talk about the yellow color line bred traits. The most popular is going to be a lemon ghost. I've also seen some hognoses labeled as blonde, but we're going to focus more on a lemon ghost. And so here's 2 examples of lemon ghost womas. Very, to me, one of the most unique morphs. And what happens when you add a green line to lemon ghost? You get some examples like this. And so not only can you add these other lines, whether it's the green line or a red line, to recessive, you can also add them to other line bred, to other lines. And so you can see these are pretty cool, just how different they are. And the last one is when you add a purple line to the lemon ghost. As you can see, these are 2 completely different looking snakes, but you never know what you're gonna pop out. So basically that's it, man, for this video. And one thing I want to mention before I conclude this video is that just because you see something labeled as a purple line, as a Diablo line, as a green line or a watermelon, it doesn't always mean that that animal came from that line. Or even if it came from that line, it may not be a good example of it. A lot of people will put these labels on for marketing purposes. So if you ever want to get into these lines, I would definitely recommend looking for a reputable breeder that's been breeding these lines over generations, and also choose the animal on how it looks. Don't just choose it on the name, because you may not get a quality animal that you're looking for. Right. And if you want to see my other videos that I've made on a different morphs, all you have to do is just go to my channel, and if you want, you can scroll down, and I have it under a playlist called Morph Showcase, or you can go up top and click playlists, find the Morph Showcase, click the full playlist right here, and you'll see all my videos right here where I talk about the different morphs. And if you haven't already, you can subscribe to the channel, like, and leave a comment, and I'll see y'all for the next one.